All right, so yes, time for some relationship conversation. And Jane Vanessa Willie is a certified relationship coach with 9 years of experience in counseling and coaching. She's the founder of Janessa Foundation, an NGO, and she is also an on-air personality, a Mandela Washington Fellowship. And today she will be discussing on the healing process of infidelity. Hey, good morning, Miss Jane.
Hi. How are you guys doing this morning?
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well,
Now,
thank
quickly,
you.
let's get right into the conversation. The healing process of infidelity. Very interesting conversation there. How do you
Indeed.
heal from infidelity?
Okay, so there are two sides of the healing process. But most people think that, oh, because the offender is the one who is guilty, they don't have any deal, they are not involved in anything. After all, you knew what you were doing when you went and, you betrayed my trust and all of that. But the
Yes.
truth is that the both parties involved have a healing process. So for
Both parties,
the offender,
including
yes,
the offender.
the offender, yes, and that's something that is not always talked about.
Okay.
The offender deals with a set of emotions and feelings for betraying the relationship.
Okay.
So they deal with the feeling of inadequacy, they feel like failures, they are ashamed, they carry a long weight of guilt, especially if the healing process of the victim takes longer time than they expect that it should. So the truth is that for people, I mean, when we're talking about infidelity, we're not talking about serial unrepentant cheats,
Okay.
okay, which is not the norm.
Yes.
But there's a myth out there that every guy likes to cheat, or women are now cheating more. Some of those
Yeah,
debates go back
yes.
and forth.
True.
But the truth is that people, generally human beings, we bond for security. So just like animals have some animals have things for to protect themselves, and the snake has they have that mechanism to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Human beings also have that protect mechanism for security. So the bonding is a part of forming that is a form of security from childhood, mother and child, husband and wife. So when the offender steps out of that bond, he feels led away. First of all, a bond is broken. They are aware of it. It's like when two people bond, they are like super glue. So
Okay.
when one person detached,
Okay.
they hurt as well.
Okay, Jane, I would
So
like us
for
to
the offender,
focus on the offendee. So if I have been
okay,
cheated on, how do I heal? How do I get, how do I get to that place of forgiveness? How do I want you to please break it down. Break it down. Tell us what the stages are, what the processes
okay.
are.
Okay, the reason we started with the offender is because the offender has a role to play in the healing process of the betrayed.
Okay.
So things like not trying to hurry the betrayed's healing process helps the betrayed to heal. So you don't say things like, get over it, it happened a long time ago, why can't you just let it be, and things like that. That prolongs the process. So if you are still in that relationship, you want to support this person. And also knowing that the other person who has offended you is also hurting helps you to be in a place where you are a bit more open to healing, not feeling like or trying to inflict pain on the other person so that they can hurt as much as you're hurting, knowing that they too are hurting. And then the fact that they are sorry, it is important that the offender feels sorry. And then the next process will be to talk about it. So the responses I told you about, a side of our brain that is responsible for alerting us for danger, gives you three responses. It gives you the flight, the fight, or the freeze. So you see people who are in this situation, they begin to act as if they are bipolar and they don't understand themselves. That is why it's important for them to go go through counseling and not try to deal with that problem on their own. They should not feel bad or be pressured into forgiving. That is very critical.
Okay.
The forgiveness process is a process that they must go through, and they must go through it gradually and with the support of the offender. If that relationship, they still want to salvage the relationship. But in the case where the relationship is not salvageable, the person will go through several processes. Denial, then they go into depression, and then they now go into acceptance before healing can happen. So
Now, okay.
they have, and it affects, hello?
Yeah, quickly, let's talk about trust. Because the key factor here, which is usually broken in any case of infidelity, is trust. Once trust has been broken, and then how do you build that trust? How do you restore that trust that has been broken? What does the offender need to do in that regard?
Okay, first, like I already stated, the offender must not give the information in bits, like leaking the information of the affair in bits. So let me say, I caught you cheating, then you tell me, oh, she doesn't mean anything to me, or it doesn't mean anything to me, or it was just once. And then 2 months after, I found out that
You have still been talking to her. Yeah.
Yes, you prolong that process. Give the person the information once and for all. It will hurt at once, but they will heal from it. And it also gives you the chance to, be able to trust again. Love is given, but trust is earned. You must put in that work to earn that trust back, because you broke it in the first place. But most times, sometimes rather, the offender doesn't want to put in that work to build the trust. That's why they just say, get over it, it's just an affair. I needed to give that background, because if you understand the impact of what you have done to the other person, you understand why they are reacting the way that they are reacting, so that you are more supportive of them through that process.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, I understand that. But then how long is the healing process supposed to take? Because I mean,
it varies from
go ahead,
it
please.
varies from individuals and personalities.
Okay.
So people who are melancholy or phlegmatic, it may take, for someone who is melancholy, a core melancholy, it's going to take a longer time, because they tend to bear grudge. There are personalities that they don't like to offend, but don't offend me, because when you offend me, the process, of forgiving is a lot longer. So it has a lot to do with personality, with the kind of support the person had during that process, how the offender handled the matter. All of that element comes to play. It's not a one-off. It's not a one-off. One size fits all kind of a situation.
Process. Okay.
Yes.
All
but
right.
I will encourage anyone who is going through infidelity to seek for support. A lot of people are they are going through it. They don't want people to know that their partner cheated on them. Find a professional that you can talk to, that can walk you through
and then they are hurting, and then they are, transferring that aggression to other people.
You see, someone who never thought that they had the capacity to be violent begins to act violently. That is a response.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Jane. It's been an interesting conversation. I'm sure that a lot of women and men out there who have, had to deal with infidelity have learned one or two things. And yes, there's still so much more, guys, on the show. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.